Fantastic. All right. Hey, everyone. Good evening to this series where I am recapping some important things that we went over from Market America's International Convention 2019, specifically with Gene SNP and Gene SNP bundles. I'm really excited about the bundles. The bundles were a big part of our last nutraMetrix challenge. They are still part of the challenge if you choose to do so. It's either still to sell 10 bundles or $2,500 in either nutraMetrix or health and wellness products. And so either way, bundles are not going away. And I find it's a really easy way right off the bat to get customer share. Can someone just type in the chat and just make sure you can see my slides today? You guys can just let me know. Yes. All right. Thank you, Tina. I am so glad. That is really great. So one of the things that I think is important to note when it comes to the bundles and finding your own Gene SNP bundle is that our goal is to create an optimal gene environment. So I think a lot of people think about the bundles and they think, oh, well, what happened to, us just taking daily essentials? Or I've been to a Dr. Mason product training and I know that she has her, Sexy 7 and Essential 9 and her Basic 5 and her non-negotiable 3. What about those? Did anyone else, feel the same way? Because I kind of did. I kind of felt like, geez, well, where do these fit in? And this is really different. I mean, this isn't just about taking things for, basic health. This really more is about, answering, are you, for what is important for you genetically, are you taking the right supplements? Are you taking enough supplements? Are you using too many supplements? Has anyone ever thought that? I actually just got a text from a friend of mine who's a Market America distributor this morning who said, these are all the things I take. Do I take too much? What about the right combination? And so I really love that we're incorporating these bundles into our new nutraMetrix consultant 2-day format. And this is really cool. So we've created different personalities of indications, complaints, feelings that are really common when it comes to the underlying genetic blueprint. We're finding that genes really do clump together. Just like you would expect if you saw a little kid with fiery red hair. Type in the chat, what color eyes would that kid probably have? Redhead kid, what color eyes? Yeah, like blue, maybe green, right? Light colored eyes for sure. Those are genes that are going to clump together. You're right, Tina, Marty. And so we're finding too, when it comes to methylation, when it comes to mental emotional health, when it comes to cardiovascular health, there's still a lot of genes that do clump together. And so with all these commonalities, there's definitely some products that help optimize gene expression. And so you're definitely going to want to take some notes on this. And the first thing is that we have 4 different genetic foundational bundles. And so magnesium really makes these all comprehensive. But the tricky part about our magnesium, it's a 45-day serving, 45 serving bottle. 45 serving bottle. And so when we think about auto ship or reorders and just, creating that kind of pattern with patients and with customers, if you're going to recreate these in just the regular Market America isotonic products, that 45 serving bottle sometimes throws people off. And so that's why we have our 2 different foundations. So our Gene SNP Foundation has a Gene SNP Foundation and a Gene SNP Foundation 30-day. But this is really great. I mean, this foundational bundle is really great for people that want to optimize their gene. They really want to, hack their health, biohack their own health and their genes. People really just like us, we're invested in our health. We're invested in the best versions of ourselves. And it's a great place to start for everyone with this Gene SNP Foundation bundle. It has those daily essentials. We know that we talk about omega-3s as being one of those non-negotiable 3. Isotonic activated B complex. And you might think to yourself, well, there's B vitamins in the daily essentials, but yeah, really for optimal genetic health, we're going to take that extra dose of B. We might take that one in the afternoon. Isotonic vitamin D with K2. Vitamin D is really important. And then that magnesium. And so when we look at the suggested retail at $215, we want to just remind you that the average sale on a nutraMetrix website is about $208. So it's right there. And then if you do take out that magnesium, because maybe people are going to order that separate. So if we look at the foundation bundle 30-day, I mean, the BV is really great with these. And then, you know, there's those who need extra support because maybe they want more energy, they want improved, maybe some balance in hormones that dictate cardiovascular, blood sugar, reproductive health. And these people are looking really for more of a precision nutrition approach to health. For them, this is going to be the Gene SNP Foundation Pro Bundle. So it does have the anti-aging that's in there in the packets, but this doesn't mean that, you know, you have to be a certain age to take the Foundation Bundle Pro versus just the Foundation Bundle. So instead, it is nutraMetrix Isotonic Essentials with our antioxidant source being the coenzyme Q10. You'll notice there's no vitamin D in this product. That's because anti-aging packets have 5,400 units themselves of vitamin D. Anti-aging packets have a lot of other really great properties about them. So we could play with what was in this particular product. There's that added B complex. There is the curcumin extreme as another antioxidant source. So basically the Foundation Bundle Pro is using different sources of antioxidants, where the Foundation Bundle is using pycnogenol. The Foundation Bundle Pro is going to use the CoQ10 and the curcumin. And then, of course, there's that isotonic magnesium if you buy the Foundation Bundle Pro. If you buy it in, so it's 30 days, so it's an easy auto ship item, then you can get. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there, but totally, I don't know what happened. My whole computer. So it looks like most of you all stayed on here with me. So thank you, because we still have about 30 people on. And I hope this worked for the recording. What's up, Tina? Is like Mercury in retrograde, or is there something I don't know? What's happening? Goodness gracious. All right, let me get my chat back too so I can see what y'all are saying. Charlene's in Canada. Charlene, I wouldn't blame it on Canada. I don't know why. It just kicked me off there. All right, I had to include a photo because this is a recap, right? I had to include the photo from our training, and I was so happy to have our nutraMetrix trainers. You can see them on the stage. This was our Wednesday night division update meeting where I did present the bundles. So this isn't going to be quite as fun as it was because I'm not going to have, I called it my Gene SNP bundle dating game. So I hope to really describe these bundles in a way that we can create personas for them, really great personalities, and you can figure out which one of these personalities would really fit the best with you. So if you think of it more like a dating game. And so some of these, I mean, people will ask, you know, do I need to do a Gene SNP in order to order a Gene SNP bundle? Absolutely not. No, you can try one of these out and see. You might have, you know, a few different bundles, one or two that feel like, oh, I don't know, I feel like I could be either of those. And we even find this when providers will go ahead and do a Gene SNP. Sometimes it will come out that, you know, one or two bundles will be really close. And I know some of the providers even on the call can probably chime in and say, you know, then it comes down to us explaining really who those were built for and deciding which one you're going to start with. And you know, the first one you start with and try might not be quite the right match, right? It's just like dating. You know, you might not marry the first guy that you go on a date with, but maybe the next one would be a good fit for you. So I just had to include my photos and thank my trainers for helping out with this really, you know, fun dating game that we played with these bundles. And so I'm going to try to recreate that for you. But when we think about, optimal methylation, this really is going to be the proper nutrients for methylation and for neurologic tone in general. And so playing this role at our breakout session was Julie Lanzedel. Julie is one of our trainers from Bismarck, North Dakota, and we dressed her up. She was really happy about being the Methylator bundle with a clown wig. And when you think about someone who fits the personality of the Methylator bundle. So I'm going to put up this word art here, and these are all available on downloads. And you can see we call it word art because all of the bundles are going to have this picture here that's going to be our symbol for that particular bundle, but then with all these different words in there. So don't worry if you forget or you feel like you want to go back, because we have created this word art, and we have some genes in there, COMT, the DRD2277, the of course, we have the MTHFR, the FUT2, but then you can see other things like moody, impulsive. So when you think about a clown, you think about someone who is feeling insane, having mood swings, being someone who is impulsive, just doesn't really feel good, feels really frazzled and fried, and is, told that your labs are coming back normal. This has got to all be in your head. You have symptoms, but there's just no lab work to back it up. So, the clown is that really fun just symbol for this Methylator bundle, because it's someone who really is, feeling insane, feeling frazzled, feeling like they are impulsive. I mean, I think of a clown when I think of that. And so we have here our Methylator bundle. And some of the things that are really going to help here is going to be Turn Up is going to be a really star player in this, as well as the activated B complex. Bliss is going to be really helpful. And then a lot of this also starts in the gut. So with probiotics helping with gut, but this is different than our next bundle. I mean, when we really think about this, we think about optimizing proper methylation, getting enough B vitamins in there, and putting that energy into, the right direction. When we think about an immune environment, we think about immune support, we think about nutrient sensing, and Sharon Lawrence really helped us as the gut guard, and I gave her this mask. It was this wrinkly mask that she held over her face. And because when you think about someone who needs the gut guard, you're thinking about someone who their skin just doesn't glow. So if you look at the woman on our screen, on that left-hand side, she doesn't have really glowing skin. And this is going to be more than just that. This is the person who is sensitive to dyes and scents. Someone who walks into a hotel and instantly gets a headache from, the perfumes or the air fresheners. This is totally me. I can relate to this. And you're going to be really weather and temperature. The temperature change is going to be a bother to you, and you're not going to be able to stand that damp cold. And so, and then visibly that dry hair, the dull hair, the skin, the brittle nails. And if this is you, your perfect bundle is going to be the gut guard. And we know that the road to good health is paved with good intestines. And so we do really want to create an optimal genetic environment for this individual. And that's going to start with the microbiome. It's going to, when we look at the advanced fiber powder, the fact that it has glutamine in it, when we look at vitamin D and what that does to support a healthy immune response, when we look at the detoxification benefits of the antioxidants that are in and the botanicals that are in Oxygen Extreme. Curcumin Extreme is going to be really great for this individual to really optimize the genes that this individual has. Astaxanthin has some really great studies on it when it comes specifically to gut health. So it's not just for the cardio and visual vitality, but the gut health studies on astaxanthin are quite remarkable. And just like you would think, probiotics would be in there. So those are our Methylator and our Gut Guard bundles. I asked, Catherine Knapp to help us with Restore, and this was creating optimal detoxification with detoxification and metabolism. So Catherine actually had one of our little breath sprays that is one of our shopping annuity products, and gave her a bottle of wine, not because, you know, it has to do with craving wine, but because this is someone that is, you know, waking up hungover with that hungover feeling. Has that ever happened? Even if you don't drink at all, this is someone who is really at risk of not eating veggies, eating on the go. You know what? Actually, Catherine, one of her props too was some fast food, because this is someone who's eating on the go, not eating well, and they're going to pay for their lifestyle physically. They're going to have bad breath. Their skin might be red. They really just feel like they need to be drained. They really need that blood to flow out of them, almost like a whole massage. And it's those detoxification pathways. And so we need to really create some building blocks for healthy cell-to-cell communication. The Restore bundle has some aloe juice, and then the full detoxification kit. So everything that's in that detoxification kit with probiotics, with curcumin, and with Oxygen Extreme. A multi-mineral is going to be really important for this individual, as well as the activated B complex. So if you feel like you're someone that is at risk of not eating enough vegetables and you're paying for it physically and your lifestyle, you just don't feel like restored when you wake up. Now, when we look at cellular health and we think about optimal oxidative oxidation environment with our cellular health and longevity, this was actually Susan Markowitz, who was the cellular defense. And Susan Markowitz dressed up like a bumblebee. She was the perfect bumblebee. But we think about someone who's having almost like you were stung by a bee all over your body. You're red and inflamed, but it's more of that tender, stingy feeling everywhere. You're achy. You have free radical damage. Your rings get stuck. And instead of the person like Restore, who, you know, needs to be drained and needs that, you know, full body massage, this is this joint discomfort where you don't really want to be touched. This is very, very sensitive sometimes. And it's not pinpointed to one particular area. It truly is everywhere that you're feeling like that. And so if that feels like you, cellular defense with, of course, our superstar OPC3, bromelain's going to be great, advanced fiber powder, omegas. So you can see some of these things might even overlap if you want to do a foundational bundle plus one of the 8 personality bundles. You're going to have to really look at that and say, well, which products do I need? Because there's already omegas, for instance, in our foundation bundles. And so, you know, you might have to then sort of like build your own regimen with 2 different bundles. Let's look at resistance, creating an optimal hormone environment for the right nutrients. This is with age management. And Barb Bolt really helped us with this. We gave Barb all the junk food. We gave her some chips. We gave her some M&Ms. This is someone who just does not feel really great. They're stressed and exhausted, and their hormones cause cravings that are going to have you go ahead and crave that sugar and sweet. This is someone who is going to have saddlebags and a muffin top. They're sedentary because they're tired. Oh, I don't know where. Resistance. Am I on the right one? Yeah. Tired by mid-afternoon, not well rested, and they're going to have some sleep issues. They're going to have some sex drive issues. They're going to have some libido issues. They're just not aging very well. And so when we think about resistance, we're thinking about this and we're attacking this more from a hormone standpoint as well. But you can see there's a lot of TLS products in here because we know that core is not just the fat and carb inhibitor. Core does some really remarkable things to raise serotonin. If you look at those studies, the studies that are on leptocore, green coffee is great. Vitamin D is going to be huge. resveratrol for natural apoptosis, but also works with hormones. And, you know, isochrome is a fantastic product for all those things that I just really described, as well with the glycemic support. And, you know, again, just, you know, creating more balance for someone. You know, when we think about cardiovascular, we're going to think about cardiovascular health and endurance. And Dr. Nancy Miller-Ely came out with a teddy bear and a little heart, because we're really going to think about this person as someone who does need to focus on their cardiovascular health. And that poor cardiovascular health is leading to overwhelm. It's leading to low energy. Doesn't that just sound like exactly what I talked about with resistance? Except resistance is more hormone that's creating cravings and weight gain. This is cardiovascular health. That's that fatigue, but it's a little bit more. It's not the exhaustion. It's the lack of endurance. It's inflammation, bloating, blood sugar concerns. It's stress, just overall overwhelm, low energy. And so all of that is just, you know, a recipe for disaster. And so when we look at our Cardio Shield bundle, we look at our Heart Healthy, omega-3, and CoQ10. We're going to look at vitamin D. We're going to look at OPC3. And we're going to add in TLS Trim Tea. TLS Trim Tea is really great for some of the genes that you're going to go ahead and see that are in this Cardio Shield, you know, that are the genes associated with the Cardio Shield bundle. Trim Tea is really great for really optimizing genetic potential, believe it or not. Such a superstar product. All right. How about someone who needs a great adrenal environment? We do talk about adrenal health and vitality quite frequently. And this was Nancy Ross-Vaca who helped with this. I think I ended up giving Nancy remote control and just told her that she just needed to act like she ran out of batteries. Oh no, Nancy, she did dress up like the Tin Man. So the Revitalize bundle, this is definitely, you are someone who has like low battery, low energy, but you're a little bit more like the Tin Man. You need to just be oiled a little bit. And so you're a bit more in a fog. It's not like the last bundle. It's not that overall overwhelm and exhaustion. It's more that no energy because you need to be, you know, just charged back up again. You're a little bit forgetful. You really need to be, you know, specifically it's going to be your joints. This is, you just feel like everything's caught up to you. The stress is caught up to you. And if you just could, you know, have a little bit more help, you've just run out of gas, but you have some potential, and that's the Revitalize. And so if that feels like you, it's going to be activated B vitamins, CoQ10, peak performance is going to be huge for this one, and then magnesium. So you can see here, we have a lot of different products. And, you know, when I think of peak performance, I think of an athlete. I don't think of someone that just, you know, has all those symptoms of low battery, brain fog, out of gas, but, you know, makes a lot of sense. That's another really great product. And so these bundles are ways to introduce different products in different combinations, you know, for optimal genetic potential. So when we look at our last bundle, when we look at mental well-being, mental aging, for that mental emotional environment and the nutrients that is going to help with this, this was Tamara Weinstein. We gave her sort of a sad blue wig and a blue boa, and I could have given her a sad face. And, you know, this is someone who is feeling like they're anxious, they're worried, they're restless. They might say that they're kind of blah or indifferent. Or this might be someone who says that, you know, that is easily upset. Do you have that friend who is going through the motions in life? They've kind of lost their zest, lost their passion. But they might also, on the other side, you know, instead of just like blah and indifferent, they might also be easily upset and triggered and stressed in that way. So you can see there's a lot of words that sound very the same, like stress, and they're weary, but it comes from a different place, you know. And so when we look at balance and we look at what we need here, one of the things I think is interesting is people use turn down and they think it's just something to take right before bed, but you could take turn down any time of the day, and that's going to be really helpful. B vitamins are going to be huge here. TLS Axe with ashwagandha in there, with Sensoril ashwagandha. A multi-mineral and omega-3. This is a really great balance bundle. It's not just one product, it's a whole regimen to really optimize those genes, because there's a lot of genes in play here. And so the balance bundle does come up, and I think that I really like that this is coming at mental emotional health and not just putting a Band-Aid on it, but really helping optimal genetic expression. And so how are you going to be able to explain all of our bundles and what comes in them? Well, there's these waiting room postcards you can print out. You can use these on social media. You can email them to people. And it's an easy introduction for practitioners, for patients, where you can see the different little symbols. So I hope now that these symbols are a little bit more meaningful for you when it comes to our 8 personality bundles and our 4 foundational bundles. We also have a download for every single bundle, and we're going to have it in 2 versions, one with pricing and one without pricing. And this is going to have the word art that's right there, so you can go ahead and read about the bundles and figure out which bundle is going to be best for you. There's downloadable bundle flyers for all 12 bundles that have contact information. This is, a lot of providers will also put these into their personalized Gene SNP reports, the report of findings that they create for their patients. These are really helpful, but these are great leave behinds, and do also help as well for you if you are working with just a customer and you want to go ahead and show them what's in the different bundles, who it's for, and a bit of a romance copy about them. Of course, you can copy all of the codes over to just our regular health and nutrition codes. And so if you go into our last training, so our last training was our Dallas training. If you go through the different slide decks, Brandy Murphy did a really great job in putting together. Each of our bundles have the nutraMetrix codes, but then also how to duplicate with the consumer line codes as well. So those are all there to make it really simple for you. So I would love to hear some feedback and to see how people are using bundles. I know I have been on a bundle myself. I have done a Gene SNP, but I kind of knew which bundle I thought would be great for me. And so, how have you been using bundles, and what kind of questions do either you have you shared with your customers, your friends, your family? What kind of questions have your providers thought about? Any questions? Oh, Harvey, what do you do if more than one bundle describes you? I know, right? Right? That's a tough one. I would just try the one that, you really think is going to do, work for you best, and see how you respond to it. And if you're still, not feeling like, I would give it 3 months for sure. Tina, I know you're on here. Would you say the same thing, Tina, to Harvey? Harvey, you have access to Gene SNP, so I think you could go ahead and do a Gene SNP. That's what I would do. Test, don't guess. But if you don't have access to that, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Tina, you thought she was a methylator, but she was 100% gut guard. Yeah, I mean, that does happen. I know for me with the bundle I'm on, like I can't take all the products while I'm pregnant, so. Christine created an intake form from the word art. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and if you have several bundles, then to go ahead and test. And I know Harvey has a health professional account and is in the state of Texas. So, Carol, you got Gene SNP, 80% cellular, 80% balance. So then you're just going to have to go through and see, like, based on, talk to your practitioner. This is what we always recommend. Talk to your practitioner about your family history, about your personal health history, and really about like where your symptoms and your goals are, and then just whichever bundle is going to fit with those. Yeah, Tina, no, it gets confusing too to know what all the bundles end up doing, for sure, what all the products and all the bundles. I felt the same way when I got one of mine. I was like, what does that one do? But you do have to understand that the science is all there, that it's not just for symptoms, it's for optimal genetic expression. Got a little music we've got going on in the background here. Anyone else? This was great. Was this helpful? Did this, anything you learned, did it clear anything up that you really wanted to know? Harvey, I'm glad. Yeah, now we have a recording, which is great. Yeah, Christine, I mean, it's about what your genes need. So it's not always about symptoms. It is a good reinforcement, Tina, and I hope it is helpful. And I hope you can go back and listen to this. And I know now I think back and I, will think about, Tamara Weinstein with her blue boa when I think of the balance bundle. And I think about, Revitalize. I think of Nancy Rosvaca as the Tin Man. And that was really helpful for me to be able to understand, okay, that was like the trigger for me when I could really put a personality with each bundle. So, and you might have to just be like me and come up with cue cards. I mean, that's what I came up with and kind of studied them and went through things. And, but also just know there's no time where anyone's going to stop you on the street and be like, hey, tell me really quick, all about the Cardio Shield bundle. No, I mean, you have all these tools and resources. And that's the other thing that we want to be able to tell you is that they're there, they're available for you. So use the tools, grab the resources, grab the downloads, the word art. I mean, this is, it never is a test. It's always open book, always open notes. I take a lot of products that cannot be handled by one or two bundles. I did Gene SNP before they were around from years of taking the products. Yeah, no, Virginia. I mean, some of them too just have to do with your health goals. This is very different. This is with optimal genetic expression, which still is really hot in the marketplace. So it doesn't mean those are the only ones that you're going to want to take. For sure, there's going to be a lot of other products that you're going to maybe want to add. Yeah, Christine's been doing these really fun events and teaching people. So in medicine, they always say you're going to see one, do one, teach one. And I think that's a great thing even for our nutraMetrix consultants. And so seeing something like this, then going ahead and, selling a bundle or explaining a bundle to someone and then teaching about bundles is really helpful. And I know for me that it wasn't until, I put myself out there, I volunteered at a local seminar to do a bundle presentation, and that got me even closer to understanding bundles. And then I told Dr. Mason and I told Brandy that I wanted to do the bundle presentation down in Greensboro. That got me even better at doing bundles. I signed up to do this again to, get even better at bundles. And so I think the more if you can teach other people, it really is going to solidify it in your mind for you. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I hope everyone joins me tomorrow night back on Zoom. We're going to do a live walkthrough of some of our new Gene SNP tools. And this has been really fun. And I please post in the group if you end up purchasing a bundle, selling a bundle, telling someone else about a bundle for the first time because of this webinar. I really hope that this was helpful. And I appreciate all of you. So have a great night. And I hope to see some of you tomorrow. However you rock. What's the rock sign? I'm so not a rocker. Thank you. Night, guys.